and welcome to Side Character Quest. This is Ty, as usual, and with me today is...
Josh.
Hello,
Joshua Lorimer.
Yes, hello, Josh. How are you doing today? How are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing well, man. I'm ready for Murder Most Foul.
Murder Most Foul. Hey, Josh, tell me real quick, who's your favorite detective? Fictional detective or real detective if you have a good buddy.
I mean, I'm a fan of Sherlock Holmes. Yes, I've read a couple books. I like the detective. Batman's a close second, probably, being the nerd that I am.
That is very solid. I'm very excited. Right now, recently, the new Batman movie has come out. I have not seen it yet, but I've been told that it is very much a noir detective film. And boy, oh boy, that's the Batman that I would like to see. The only way they could have made me interested in a Batman movie is like a detective Batman.
Yeah, they can really do whatever they want with that character, honestly, and people will show up.
Definitely.
I have been told, who's the author that wrote the Oriental Express?
Agatha Christie?
That's a whole series of, like, that the guy who solves that mystery.
Poirot.
Yeah, I've been told that I should read some of those books because... those are some good mysteries.
I downloaded some audiobooks from that series. I think it might have just gotten Murder on the Orient Express, and I have been meaning to listen to that, but I am currently knee-deep in Wheel of Time, Book 2, so I am... I'll have to wait until after that's through.
Yeah, that is neat. You're like ankle deep. You got a long way to go.
I forgot. I did not. I started reading it not knowing how long the series was, and a few days ago I decided to look it up. Oh boy, what have I done? What have I done to myself?
It's a ride, man.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
It's a ride.
Anyway, you ready to get on into this?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Twain Manor, a palatial estate located on a small island in the Seganum River. Rain beats down on the grass and the grapes and the glass of the windows looking into the manor. Thunder strikes. Inside the manor, a knife sticks deep in the chest of Darum, cleric of Korog, the god of untimely death. You're in a room under the grand staircase in the foyer of the manor. With you is Lulabelle Twain, a mangled portrait of the beloved Saint Simone, racks of coats, umbrellas, and hats, and, of course, a corpse. What do you do, Josh?
Apologies for the painting. I thought there would be more to that when I ripped it open. Oh yes, the dead body. Is she flustered? Like, how's she doing?
She looks very flustered, but I would like you to read to me the spell suggestion, which you cast on her not very long ago.
The target must make a wisdom save. On a failed save, it pursues the course of action you described to the best of its ability. The suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration.
Which is?
Let's see here. 8 hours.
Rad. So she is sticking right by your side. I think that we should probably go to get Lord Frederick. He's in charge of the security on this here party, so we should probably walk in that direction. And she looks like she is very clearly 1 foot out the door kind of thing, but is sticking with you.
One moment. I would like to inspect the body, perhaps, before much changes.
Of course. Go right ahead. I propose that you speed up a little bit, but go ahead.
Can I kind of just assume that I've got mental kind of or how much do I need to put on airs?
As long you don't have she's not under your thrall.
She's not charmed. Yeah.
But as long as you don't do something ridiculous, she is going to assume that she is staying with you because you are proposing reasonable courses of action.
Okay.
If you were to just decide to book it in another direction and drag her along with you, then she would probably realize something is up. but as long as you're like, oh yeah, we'll go see them eventually, she's along for the ride.
All right, I'm gonna roll an investigation here, and I want to inspect the body to see what I can learn. If this has to have been a fresh attack.
Okay.
It would probably be worthwhile to make certain he's dead.
Okay.
Not like I want to make sure he actually died, but like if he's alive, it'd be good to know.
Totally. Yeah.
That's a dirty 20.
Ooh. Okay. So you are inspecting the body right now. First of all, on the question of whether or not he is dead, he is totes dead. He's very, very solidly dead. This is not a spare the dying situation. He is beyond the pale of that.
Cool.
You'd need more of a resurrection kind of deal if you wanted to undo this.
I'm not interested in that.
Figured. Thank you. that helps me. But you also see in his chest there is that dagger. You can tell that it is the style of a very old dagger. There is it's a bit rusted. You spot as you go in to inspect the hilt, you see a maker's mark on the end of the hilt that appears to be a boar's head.
Okay.
And you also you got a dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also tell you that there's not a lot of blood. Like it's not like it doesn't appear like he has, like there is a
struggled.
Huge puddle. Like he has struggled and created a huge wound.
He was killed by someone he was either completely taken off guard or by someone he trusted.
Those are reasonable deductions. Not necessarily correct, but they are reasonable deductions based off of what you were saying.
Any kind of expression on his face?
Okay. Yeah, you got a dirty 20. I'll give you some more stuff. He has...
I'll just kind of use my staff to kind of like push his head over so I can maybe see.
Yeah. His head was like flopped away from you, looking sort of underneath where all the shoes and coats are kept. And as you turn his head towards you, you see it's just sort of a slack-jawed expression. He's got that same gray, wiry beard. Again, a bit gaunt, like I had mentioned before. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes, let us... definitely dead.
Oh, my goodness, this is not gonna look good. No one's gonna want to come to a party here again. Jeez.
Unless we can solve this, we make it right.
Are you a detective? I didn't know that was one of your esteemed attributes.
No, but I mean, anyone who could have killed him has to be here in the building, yes?
I suppose. We have guards out front, so if anybody had come in that way, they would have known.
I'm going to go ahead and walk past her, or we walk with her as we go to inform somebody, but I'm going to say something you learn after many years of life.
Yes.
One does not get slower at making decisions. It's widely misunderstood that age begets patience. That is completely wrong. The older you get, the more you understand what you're going to want to do anyway, so why talk about it? There are things that can be done, and we should just go ahead and do it.
I can relate to that.
She smiles and nods at you as you guys are walking. Where are you walking to? Are you walking back to the party? Are you walking to the guards at the front entrance that she had mentioned? What are you doing?
I would say, yeah, guards. Anybody, any kind of like authority, security, anything like that, yeah.
So the nearest thing, the nearest guards you'd be able to find would be right out of the main doors entering into the manor. So you've walked out of this coat room into the foyer, and then you see those big wooden doors, and you creak those open, and there's just rain pouring down outside. Fortunately, there's a bit of a alcove so that it's not, the water isn't like splashing directly in as you open this door. And you see a couple of Lumineers that are wearing, again, that chainmail, those tabards with the sun sigil on it. And they're just standing, looking a little bored, but they stiffen up and look towards you and nod, and then they look back at attention.
Can they see kind of her, like...
expression?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. One of them, she looks at Lulabelle, and then, as she's returning back to attention, she seems to do a double take as she realizes, like, all the blood has drawn out and, drained out of Lulabelle's face.
Are you all right, ma'am?
Has anyone been through here as of late?
No, ma'am. There's nobody's come through here. Are you all right? Is anything wrong?
I think you two better just keep your eyes out. Hold this position, please.
Is there a reason? Is there a reason we're not telling them?
Yeah, you say that. It's just, I suppose not, but they're just the help. They don't need to know.
There has been a murder.
Oh, no!
Calm down.
Oh, okay. Straighten up again.
Are you not creatures of warfare? He kind of like taps their chainmail.
I only got in here a few months ago. I haven't been doing this too long.
He'll get used to it eventually, I'm sure.
Who is in charge of security here?
That would be Lord Frederick.
Lord Frederick. Which one of you is faster?
I would be faster.
Right. You continue to watch guard here, he says to the other one. Do not let anyone leave the building. If they should try to leave, use whatever means at your disposal to keep them.
They pat their sword.
You will run to Lord Frederick.
Yes.
And fetch him at once.
Yes, sir. And slams their head against their hand against their head in the salute, and then they go running off down the hall to the party. And you hear them. You hear a little bit of shouting as they call out to Lord Frederick as they're going.
There. Now we will get this sorted.
Are you guys just gonna wait until he gets back?
Maybe, but I'm. Are there any wait staff around, like the butler dude?
No. Roll me a perception check.
Oh, that's not great. 9.
Yeah, you don't see anybody around. In fact, the place seems dramatically, like, it seems really empty. It seems almost like most of the staff, if not all of the staff, definitely most, were in the party, actually helping serve everybody.
Okay. But can I see the harbor?
From where you are standing, if you look out the open door, or maybe if you, are you back inside, you could look through a window. Off in the distance, you do see one of the ports. It's really dark, but when the lightning strikes, it brightens the field and you can see.
Boats still there? The boats that brought us? Are they like ferries where they kind of like, do they go back and forth? Or are they, I'm just trying to think if someone did this and if they've had a chance to get away yet.
Gotcha. There is still a ferry at the port, at the guest port.
All right. Let's see here. It's one of those moments where you're like, should have grabbed sending as a spell. Okay, I'm going to task the other if I can. I don't know how much. Faer loves throwing his weight around. Come to think of it, Lady Twain and I shall continue to guard this door. You quickly make your way to the docks.
Okay.
And make certain that, tell them by order of the Congress Monastery, they are not to leave the harbor.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm on it. And they turn and go running down the long lawn over to where the port is.
Okay. All right. And I look at Lady Twain, I nod my head, I said, all right, well, that should keep anyone from a swift escape by sea.
Yes. There's also the worker port in the back.
A worker port?
But they shouldn't have any boats. Yeah, we let the workers, they get all the food supplies, shipments of wine and that sort of thing. They go by the back port. Guest port's more for the impressive show, but there shouldn't be a boat over there right this time of night.
And now you recently changed staff, am I correct?
Yes, sir. We recently changed staff.
What was that for?
Oh, it was about time for, a switch over.
I don't understand that. What do you mean about time? A murder has happened with a bunch of fresh people on your staff.
Roll me a insight check.
Ooh, there we go. Dirty 20.
You can tell that she looks a little guilty. Not like guilty like she you caught the murderer, but guilty like she feels bad about something with regards to what you're asking.
Okay, I'm going to let's see here. So okay. So one of the things with friendship, it's a cantrip. I guess I couldn't cast that if I'm still kind of maintaining suggestion, I suppose, huh? So I'm going to kind of get close and say, my lady, there is soon to be a rather large ruckus of people interested in asking lots of questions. If there is something crucial that you're holding back, please. It would be to your benefit to inform me. I am not an enemy here. You and I were together when we saw this. There's like roll a persuasion, maybe?
Yeah, roll a persuasion. Yeah.
17.
Well, you said you cast a cantrip thing?
No, I decided not to because as soon as it's done, they know you've done it.
Gotcha.
And I think it would supersede my suggestion.
Well, she rolled a 3 anyway. So she listens to what you're saying about, like, people are going to be asking questions. She needs you on your side. You know that she was not involved directly with this.
All right.
At least not with committing it.
Here's the situation. It's not really anything too serious. When we were originally getting this all set up and squared away, and the Congress Monastery was renting out this here manor for their shindig, there might have been some accusations bandied about some of our former staff, and I personally I didn't believe a thing that was said, you understand, but I kind of had to let them all go as sort of a show of good faith and hire on some temp workers, at least until I plan to bring them all back once the weekend is over, but I had to get some temp workers. You see what I'm saying?
Who pushed you into shifting your workforce?
The monastery, Congress Monastery.
The blackguards.
Yeah, Lord Frederick was very, very concerned about some connections with necromancy that he had said, but I know that the folks that he was worried about, none of them had ever, as far as I know, had ever been involved with anything. I'd known those folks for a few years, and he tried to ask me to move out the butler, but I've known him for ages, so
he's a good man.
Good man.
Indeed. Do I remember his name?
I don't know if I gave him a name.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Let's.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I don't need to have a name. Yeah. He's the butler. He bottles.
He bottles. Did you know that's where that word comes from?
Bottle?
Yeah, it's the butler is derived from the bottler because they were the person in charge of bottling wine and debottling the wine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Things you learned from Downton Abbey. So you guys are standing there, and it isn't long.
I'm just going to think this over while we wait.
Gotcha. It isn't long before you hear the sounds of Lord Frederick rushing through the hallway, and he bursts forwards and, bursts into the foyer, surveying the room, and says, "Madam Twain, Abbot Faer, where is the body?"
It's in there.
Let's go at once. Maybe there's still time to save them.
There is definitely not.
He is just rushing past you, not giving you any mind. And
is he a cleric? Or is he like a religious person or the
religious person? He is
more just like the head of the security.
Yeah, he is definitely like the head of the Church of Lumen, but he dresses a bit more paladin-esque.
Oh, the head of okay. All right, let's do it. I don't care for this guy. I'll let him bluster as much as he wants.
So yeah, he rushes into the back room that you've pointed out and is looking around, looking at the body, and he's squats down next to it. He's like, "Oh, this is absolutely awful. Oh, what is? And we've got a dagger. Just who would have done this?"
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure, do it.
On this dude, I want to figure out if he's BSing a little bit here. 17.
Yeah, so he seems like he is not super surprised, like he was just expecting something like this to happen. Oh boy. Yeah,
seems like your event has gone on really well so far.
This is just I can't believe something like this would happen under our watch. Ugh.
You'd think Lumen would have, helped prevent something this terrible.
Yes, Lumen's holy light. Lumen.
Definitely.
Definitely, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If only if only Lumen's light was spreading farther on this man, this cleric of dark things.
Yep, very dark, untimely. One might say.
Roll me a perception check again as you're standing in this room. Actually, you have a passive of 15, right?
Yeah, I rolled a 16.
Okay. So looking around the room, you catch some things that you hadn't noticed before. For example, you see that there is a glass of wine or champagne that is spilled, rolled away a little bit from his hand. You also notice that some of the furniture that is next to him has been sort of shoved, when he was falling down, it got pushed out of the way. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you would notice with a 16. Probably not. Those are the two big things.
Okay. Why is it you seem to be expecting this to have happened?
Because have you not heard all of the dark necromantic happenings going on in the south? It's only a matter of time before it reaches up here, and if we are not prepared, then...
How is this necromantic? He's dead.
I'm just saying that there are dark things happening. And what is more dark than someone striking at the very heart of an event held by the Congress Monastery, the most holy organization in all of these lands?
Listen, Frederick, it's just you and me, right?
Yes.
You don't need to put on airs.
What are you talking about? I'm very relaxed right now.
No, I just mean, I understand.
Yes.
What the Congress Monastery is, and we don't need to go through this whole dog and pony show.
It's an absolute farce, you're right. If only they would let me, or someone as devoted as myself, take charge sometimes.
He looks at you and is trying to get a vibe for how you're reacting to that.
I mean, why?
To protect, to rule. What is the point of looking for these gods if not to make sure that their holy light graces everyone?
You had me?
Yes.
At what's the point of looking for all these gods? And then you lost me.
Okay.
Who else needs to know about this dead body? I feel like we're kind of keeping it to ourselves right now.
I think we're going to need to let everyone know about this. I feel like we're going to need to go back and make an announcement. Get control. Who wasn't at the party? What were you two doing back here?
Having very polite conversation and discussing the goings-on of the Twain Manor.
There wasn't anything happening. I was with him the entire time. He was not involved with any of this. And I'm going to roll a quick insight to see if he believes you guys. Yeah, he believes you guys.
All right.
I'm just realizing, I'm actively casting magic. This is probably not... If anybody thinks to, try and detect it, I could be in really big trouble, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm now wondering if my dalliance to join the party might also put me in a bad position.
So as this is all, all this conversation is happening, he's walking around, looking around the room, sort of getting down on the ground and looking at the furniture, looking at where this person was laying, and he sort of grabs the edge of the body and he just sort of forcefully rolls it over.
Hold on.
I'm just taking a look at...
What is this? And he reaches underneath and grabs a piece of cloth that had been just torn off of something, and holds it up. And he's like, "This, what is this?" It's just a piece of cloth, torn cloth. But he's looking very suspiciously at it.
This is not how you handle a dead body.
What do you mean? It's dead. Who cares?
As if they're, yeah, okay, what'd you find?
We need to catch whoever did this immediately.
Right. And what is this you've got here? This, what do you got here?
Some sort of cloth that is very threadbare and very old.
Do I recognize it at all?
Roll me a quick investigation.
Investigation 13.
13. You can tell this is like it is what he said. It looks incredibly old, incredibly worn, and like it doesn't match anything else in this room.
Is it like a piece of clothing, like decorated, or is it just like a blank piece of fabric, just colored?
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like it is ripped off of maybe a pair of pants.
Okay.
But again, it does not match anything that is being worn in this space, or like hanging up on the.
If that were perhaps a pair of pants, we must have everyone give us their trousers.
Do you think that will help?
I mean, maybe. It'll be interesting at the very least, right?
I don't think we need to do that. What first, and by the way, this whole time, there's been that same Lumineer who had been standing by the door that you sent to go get Lord Frederick has been just sort of standing off in the corner, and Lord Frederick looks at that Lumineer and says, "Make sure that no one leaves the dining room, the party room, the ballroom, the gala." And they nod and then run off.
Where's the butler?
The butler? Oh, I believe he's... I'm not sure.
I mean, usually, not that I've lived for hundreds of years. I know it's a stereotype, but often the butler is the one who has done it.
I'm sorry, do you want to take the lead in this?
Absolutely not. Maybe?
Maybe? You don't have to, by the way. This is not me telling you have to.
I say, okay, so for me, this is a point where I could not care less about the goings-on and drama of Congress Monastery. If anything, I'm a little happy to see how tumultuous it's become.
Yeah.
So this does, however, give me a point of possible leverage to screw with them. So now that you mention it,
Yes?
I am a very well-experienced man of faith, leader of a community, trusted, respected, and an impartial party at this event. I do not represent the Church of Lumen or any of the other churches, and I have no ambitions for the leadership of the Congress Monastery.
An impartial judge. I think I can.
If yourself and Lady Twain would, and any other leaders here would deign it appropriate, I would be more than happy to conduct a thorough investigation myself.
He seems to...
Yeah. Yes. I think you can be a fine investigator of this. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now tell me.
Very good. The first thing we must do is inspect everyone's pants. They can leave them on, but I think we should look for rips in pants.
First things first, get everyone together for an inspection. Very good idea.
Am I like taking it for a wild ride here? I don't want to like screw up your plans.
No. I am on board.
Okay. So I would very much like to have a pants inspection for two reasons. One, maybe we'll find a ripped pants and we can close the book on this nice and easy. Two, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
okay.
The idea of all of these religious folk having to have their pants inspected.
Gotcha. We are back in the ballroom from before, and whereas before there was lots of conversation, loud conversation, clinking of glasses, servers, all of that sort of thing. Now everyone is lined up on opposite sides of the room. On the left side of the room, you have all of the guests, all of the clerics. On the right side of the room, you have all of the
staff, including the chef, and you also have everybody in the center, which is just you, Lulabelle, Lord Frederick, and a couple of Lumineers.
Okay. Have we begun pants inspection or no?
You may begin the pants inspection.
All right, Sister Robin, if you would, accompany the butler, and we are going to inspect everyone's pants. This is very serious.
All right.
This is very serious. I'm saying that to Sister Robin. This is a torn piece of trouser fabric was found with the body. So I would like everyone that is found with a tear in their pants to come to this side of the room, and everyone with spotless, beautiful bottoms will come to this side of the room.
I have a quick question, Abbott.
Of course.
Is this a real thing?
Did you mean like was someone really murdered?
Yeah,
Yes.
that is hilarious.
No, shh, don't laugh. We are play this off. We gotta.
I'm sorry. I followed your instructions. I've had quite a bit.
Oh, good grief. Whew. Well.
Okay, I know. I'm good. I'm good. All right. So I'm going. We're going to. What?
No, you're fine. This is great. I think this is good.
Cool.
Yes. So yeah, we begin the pants and the first. I'm assuming everyone's aware of what's going on.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone's aware at this point. They've been informed of what's going on. Some of them seem like not too concerned. Others seem like super nervous, like a little scared.
Did anyone raise like an issue when it came to like me leading the investigation as like an impartial party?
No, I think that everyone here.
I imagine like even my existence is probably more or less anecdotal for them. I'm not really like
Yes.
Something to really be informed of.
Totally. And everyone here knew that Lord Frederick was going to be handling security.
Okay.
And so if he's saying, oh, let Abbott Faer do this, everybody else is just sort of bowing to that.
Cool.
But yeah, everybody has been informed that someone has been murdered. So you're going row by row, person by person, looking for some indication of a problem with someone's pants.
Yes.
Roll me a quick investigation check.
Oh man. Yeah, investigation's not my greatest. My passive is better than what I rolled. I rolled a 10.
Yeah, you're going, person by person, and you see a lot of the same folks that you had seen before. You don't really notice anything up with people's pants, anything up with people's clothing. No rips, no fabric that seems to match the fabric that was there. But while you're doing this,
so everyone's crowding over to one side of the room, leaving the other side completely bare.
Yeah.
As it gets to the very last, I'm just gonna go, blast! I thought we had it.
I thought you had it too. Honestly, I thought this was gonna be the one. But yeah, there's the crowds of folks. You do notice that there were some people that you had seen getting off of the docks that were not here, but all of these folks, there were no ripped pants, nothing like that.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a percentage for myself because I'm trying to decide whether I should begin the actual investigating or continue to screw with people. For my own, not really screw with them. More like, it's like I have my own personal goals for being here.
Totally.
So, all right, real quick, show of hands. Who here has seen Saint Simone?
Everybody just kind of like starts murmuring amongst themselves a little bit louder and looking back and forth, and nobody's raising their hands or anything. You don't see anybody raise their hands.
Okay. Swing and a miss. All right. Well, I look at Frederick. What would you suggest we do next?
Well, I noticed there's a few people missing here.
Oh, truly?
Yes.
Who's missing?
We're missing the butler.
The butler's not here? He just blends in so well. I would have sworn he was here. The staff, surely. The kitchen staff, the...
Yes, the staff appears to be mostly here, except the people working the docks, and we're missing, who was that? Lady Godfrey, I believe. She is not here.
Lady Godfrey?
Auguste Gilderange is not here.
August.
Who else?
Do I know these names at all?
Roll me a quick history check.
That would be 13.
You don't recognize either of these people. He lists off a few other folks. He lists off Cleric Proust Chior, Cleric Soth, and Iver, who is the painter that you had mentioned earlier.
Yes. Gosh, a lot of people missing.
None of these folks seem to, like, the only thing that you really notice about any of them is Auguste Gilderange. You recognize that as being a Salton Sea name.
Okay.
It's Dragonborn kind of name. But beyond that, not really.
We need to find the butler, I say to Frederick and Lulabelle.
I promise you, he has nothing to do with this.
No, but he is in charge of your staff, and we need to get them in order. There are people missing.
Okay, excellent.
How are you going to go about doing that?
Are there any other followers of... I guess, how am I going to go about doing that?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. How does she usually call upon her butler?
She would... I think...
Is there like a place, a room, or a...
I think she would normally expect him to be here, be like among the party, since there's so much stuff going on. I think she would normally expect that. Okay. Ask that question in character, and I'll answer in character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we don't know where the butler is. How would you typically get him? Do you get like a bell or a whistle? What's the...
Well, normally he would be at the gala, since this is where everything's going. Normally it's his job to make sure that he knows where I am. But right now, I suppose...
I will clarify. I am somewhat approaching this the way that I approach Wordle. Where, like, I would rather just put in 2 words that are completely different to eliminate as many things as possible, rather than work on what the pieces of information I already do know to put something together. So I'm kind of approaching this problem from a bunch of different directions in my brain. If it seems like Faer is making huge leaps, I'm kind of more or less eliminating stuff in my head.
And so right as you are looking around the room for the butler, the doors for the ballroom open up, and the butler steps in, and he looks a little like kerfuffled, but then his eyes grow wide as he looks around the room, stands up very straight, and kind of really quickly shuffle walks over to Lulabelle Twain and leans over, and you hear him sort of a stage whisper.
Madam, what is going on in here?
Your pants, good sir.
My pants?
Are they whole?
He looks down at his pants and looks a little like surprised, like his eyes go a little bit wide, and then he looks back at you and he says,
"Oh, good sir, my pants are impeccable as always."
Thank God. Oh, I was so concerned. I put a hand on his shoulder. I said, "Oh, usually it's the butler, but if your pants are good, I think we can clear them." He nods his head towards Lulabelle.
Can anyone explain to me what is going on?
There has been a murder.
Whoa! By who? Who has died?
That is the question, my dear. What's your name?
My name is Chet.
Chet.
How elegant. Well, Chet, you will accompany me at all times during this investigation.
Oh, madam, is this to be true? Yes, Chet, please do.
Just gonna write down Butler Chet.
Isn't it great when, like, you've created all these characters with names and backstories, and the one I want with me at all times is one that you didn't even give a name to?
In your defense, I have had staff manager / butler written in my notes for this for ages. I have no one to blame but myself.
I do that regularly. Yeah. Oh, man. It'll be even better if, like, he is the one that did it, and you never even thought to name the murderer.
Listen, there's some important characters on this list that I have not named. No promises.
I'm not checking it out. Yeah. Nothing's off the table yet. I more or less, I want him around because I like him, and he's not one of the religious people.
Yes.
And he knows this whole building and everything.
I'm so sorry. I was just, oh, goodness. I was just taking care of some cleaning. I don't know if you've met. He leans in a little bit closer to Lulabelle again. I don't know if you've dealt with that Durham fella, but he's quite persnickety.
He is the one who was dealt with.
And his head, like, slowly turns from Lulabelle's ear to you.
Good. That guy was a real heel.
Yeah, he's dead now. Great. Okay, well, you keep this man on your staff.
Gonna roll a quick roll from one of the NPCs. But which one? There's a lot of people in this room. Okay. That person you had talked with yesterday?
Professor Tucker, or is this somebody else?
Professor Tucker. Oh, good. Yeah, nice. You recognize him.
I'm in, man. Yeah, you told me what we were doing, and I'm here to do it.
Excuse me, who did you guys say died?
Yes, my good friend, Professor Tucker.
Yes.
What is it? What's up? Durham, the cleric of Oreg.
Durham? He's here.
Korrig, yeah, he's dead now. He's not...
Fucking good. Are you kidding me?
Wow. No, not kidding. Knife in the back.
We were just talking about that guy.
We were?
Yes.
You and me?
Yes, in the bar. Like, we would... Oh, you might have had a couple of drinks. I don't know. But,
Of course. No, of course. Definitely. Yes.
Listen, that guy is bad news. Like, he fucking... Excuse my language. I don't usually curse this much. But he... Oh, boy. He's supposed to be in jail up in Mount Rena.
Really?
Yes. What is he even doing here?
Dying, apparently.
Apparently.
What do you mean he's supposed to be in jail at Mount Rena? Well, why?
He was into necromancy stuff. Are you kidding me? He was raising the dead that he was supposed to be taxiderming.
Wait.
What?
Who's taxidermying people?
In the Derma Lodge, he was supposed to be the guy that did all that stuff, and instead he was raising people from the dead. Make a little fucking army. Excuse my language again.
And he came here because...
I don't know.
He was invited. He was an honored guest of the Congress Monastery. Of course we would have invited our friends from the north.
But why was he not in jail?
I don't know.
Is there proof that he had been practicing these necromantic arts, or is it just...
I'm sorry, I didn't think I'd need to bring a newspaper down here.
Is it simply gossip?
No, it's a whole thing. You might want to,
Does anyone here practice necromancy? Can anyone speak with the dead? Anybody?
I would never have invited someone who practiced necromancy to this event. Are you kidding me? With all the danger that's going on, I would just invite it into this house?
Come on, most of us can chill touch. Let's get serious.
If he was practicing necromancy, then who knows what sort of dark dealings he might have invited into this very island, this very estate.
I don't know about that. He's kind of I don't know that he'd have brought a +1. He's kind of a loner.
So there are no other clerics of Koreg, how does I pronounce that name?
Korog?
Korog. That's in character.
Oh, okay. It's Korog. No, there's no other. There wouldn't be any other down here. It's more of a Mount Rena dwarven thing. You wouldn't get it. Korog isn't necessarily like a necromancy thing. Like they're not gonna just be raising people from the dead. That's not their go-to. It's more of giving people solace after the fact.
Well, it would appear that now Durham will be taxidermed.
It's more of a place for the honored dead. I mean, maybe if he had family that loved him, but I doubt it.
We must inspect the temporary staff.
Okay. I like it.
I'm not talking to you, Professor.
Oh, okay.
I say this to the butler.
Of course, of course. Well, we see everyone is here. The only folks that are missing would be the people in charge of the boats at the port, and well, the zookeeper is missing, and we're also missing the painter, where she is.
I would like to shoot. I should have done this while we were looking at pants. I would like to roll a perception check for any other boar iconography.
Okay.
On anybody else's person.
I will say that with you can roll an additional one if you want to like go around look at people. I will say that with a 15 passive perception as you were doing everything else, you did not spot any.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna I would like to keep my passive perception locked in on the knife and any kind of symbols or boar stuff that would relate to that. Were there any markings on the crates?
Roll me a history check.
Bad history check. Not a critical fail, but there's no way I get much with that. It's a 10.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, there were definitely like words on it, but who knows what they were.
Okay, all right. I didn't care. All right. Does anyone know what happened to the painter?
It's stuck in Professor Tucker. There's like some people sort of looking around, shuffling as they think. And let me just I'll roll a quick passive perception for everybody. We'll give it advantage because everybody is helping out with this. Okay, fuck it. I have rolled a 3 times so far. No, nobody. Everybody's just sort of talking amongst themselves.
They're all of these people worthless. All right. Frederick, you're of course the charge of security and all that.
Of course.
But I'm sure you're familiar with the buddy system.
Yes. Everyone, pair up with a buddy.
And there are sufficient rooms, I'm sure, to...
Of course. There's plenty of room for everybody here. Normally, the staff would go stay by the village, but perhaps we should keep them on the estate.
I think that would be wise.
Yes.
No one should be allowed to leave the premises until we have ascertained who done it.
Perhaps it'll be best if we have folks double up, just to make sure everybody... Yeah, well, that's the buddy system. Sorry, I'm a fool. That's exactly what you were saying. We'll have everyone double up in rooms.
It's all right. It's not your first murder.
I haven't done this a lot.
I've been around. It's got to be at least my fourth, third, maybe. We'll see. I would suggest that the fine men and women of the Congress Monastery adjourn to their rooms and stay there for the remainder of the evening with perhaps your, he says to Frederick, your security guards keeping a constant watch.
That sounds like a very good idea to me. We'll have them patrol the halls, make sure nobody leaves out of their rooms without a good reason.
That sounds good. That works. Because if it's not someone here, then it's someone who's not here. And that is called investigated. He says to write that down, Sister Robin.
I've got it. She was a little asleep.
And someone get her some coffee.
Oh, of course. Just I'll be right back.
Somebody go with him. Did we not just explain the buddy system?
So everybody is presumably going to end up back in their room?
Yeah.
Unless you specifically do something else.
Yeah, I would like to observe everybody going back to their room, at least leaving together and kind of what pairs they're in. I'm trying to think here. I want to figure out what happened to the painter. Nobody here is helping. I know that there are all the places I explored when I went on my kind of wander. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if the kitchen staff or...
Give me a history check real quick. I want to see what places of interest you might stand out in your mind.
17.
Okay, let me pull up my map real quick as you pull out the map in your brain. Thinking through your head of what you have seen in this place, you remember there's this The big ballroom and all of the rooms that everybody are staying in are on the first and second floor of the east wing of the manor. The west wing is all shut down, pretty much. The south side of the manor is the foyer, the entrance, and the north side was some sort of big glass room that you had seen when you were going out to look at the vineyards. There's also, again, those vineyards. There were the ports, the worker port and the guest port. Mm-hmm. There were also, there was that honeysuckle hedge maze that you had seen before. And then there was those forests. And there was the big fountain out front on the lawn.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to the foyer, like leading to the room where perhaps Durham wasn't, may have been murdered, or he may have just been stored after murder. How many, I'm assuming if this is like one of those big manors, like the foyer's got just way too many entrances and exits. So we came from the gala room to the foyer. So we know whoever did this didn't exit from in that direction.
Yes. So in the reality of this situation, there are many different exits and entrances in that room. But to simplify things for game terms, the points of interest from the foyer.
Yeah.
You've got, you walk in through these big wooden doors. You see a large grand staircase directly in front of you that leads up and to the right, which is where all of the bedrooms and stuff are. Then on the first floor, if you go hard to the right, then you will lead eventually down to the gala, the ballroom, which is also where like the kitchen is and all that stuff. If you go sort of northeast, and so the gala is to the east. If you go northeast, then there's something over that way. If you go northwest on the west side of the staircase, you've got that room where you found Durham. And on the far west side of the room, there's just a big fucking tapestry.
Okay, so if I'm here to murder, all right, I would like to. We have a list of people who are missing now. Remind me who all was missing that Frederick told me about.
Lady Godfrey, Auguste Gilderanche, Cleric Soth, Priestess Chior, the zookeeper, animal keeper, and Faer, the painter that you met originally.
Okay, so on top of the fact that the murderer couldn't have escaped back into the room where we already questioned all the other religious people, because we just came from there. So highly likely that the guilty party was someone not in that room. So these are kind of our leading suspects at the moment. So I would like to locate them. My gut would say that I like Faer. I don't want her to be the murderer. But did she not mention something about necromancy to me? No, she didn't. It was I think it was the professor. No, it was just him. Yeah. I asked two of the animal keepers or the
staff folks that were moving the crates. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. We need to locate. I'm going to say this to the butler, Chet.
Lulabelle is standing right next to you, by the way.
Okay. We will need to find
Yes.
these absent attendees.
Of course.
I assume a good excuse for not having gone to the gala would be, or at least to this first, meet and greet, would be to claim one was tired or needed respite after the travel. Would any of the guests missing, Lady Godfrey perhaps, Cleric Soth, require rest upon arrival?
I do recall that Cleric Soth and Priestess Chior had both said that they would not be attending the gala. Soth was saying that they were feeling a bit under the weather, and Chior said that they were just going to turn in, that it wasn't quite their thing.
Of course. All right. Chet, my good man.
Yes.
If you would be so kind as to take us to their rooms.
Of course.
Assume up the stairs.
Yeah. He leads you up the stairs. So you guys are sort of trailing after the group of folks that had all been going upstairs. And so as you're getting up there, You see a couple of Lumineers posted on the stairwell, and you get up to the top and you see people entering their rooms. A couple of folks are hopping over to a restroom type of bathrooms thing to freshen up before they go in, that sort of thing. And he leads you over to one of the doors and says, "Oh, excuse me, is Cleric Soth still in this room?" "Yes, sir. Cleric Soth was already here when we arrived. The door was locked, so we have not gone in."
I kick it open.
Do you really?
Can I try?
Yeah, go for it. Strength check. I'm going to put this kind of low because I think it'd be funny. It's an old building.
I mean, yeah, I don't have a great strength, and even if it was in athletics, I only get a +1, so not critical fail.
You kick this door, and your knee like buckles back, and roll me a d4.
2.
You take 2 damage as you kick this door and just sort of fall backwards.
My knee?
Oh.
Blasted.
Oh my goodness, let me help you up there.
I am perfectly fine. It's just age. Age is all. Just age.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure we could get a key. Do you have a key, Butler Chet? I want to say Butler Chet, like Butler's the title. I feel like there is a title that you give butlers, but I can't. It escapes me.
I mean, usually it's just their name, right?
Just
Alfred.
their name. I think it's just their name.
Yeah.
Chet, do you happen to have a key on you?
Just like it's like the most not Butler name I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little key and sticks it into the doorknob while knocking on the door to ease it open. Excuse me, and as he does, the door. Give me a voice real quick.
A voice?
Yeah, give me a voice.
Let's go, Gilbert Godfrey.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Opening the door.
Listen, this might not be a fancy establishment, but there's certain expectations of propriety. You can't just try to knock this door down and then just open it up willy-nilly. I was coming to the door. The door opens up and you see a short goblin woman standing in front of you. And there is another figure just wrapped in like heavy, just layers and layers of robes. And they appear to have been playing some sort of card game on the floor.
Okay, is the goblin the one that sounds like Gilbert Godfrey, or the one in the robes?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. There's been a murder.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to do a insight check.
I'm gonna murder you if you're the one that tried to break this door down? Are you kidding me?
You're lucky I didn't. You're lucky I didn't. It's just a test.
Big man over here.
It's a good door. When I say murder, I would like to quick do an insight check to see if I can catch any unintended expressions.
Sure. Yeah, roll me an insight.
11.
Were you focused on Lady Godfrey, or were you focused on like both of the people in the room?
The goblin.
Gotcha. Yeah, she does not seem to react. Like, she doesn't even seem to be all that upset by the idea that somebody was killed. Like, she's just sort of annoyed with you.
Man. All right. Listen, I appreciate the attitude.
Hey, thank you.
And you have a beautiful voice.
I know, I got it from my father. We all have the same voice in my family.
It's the voice of a poet.
Oh, yeah.
We do need to ask some questions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what, as this is going down, she's like, her eyes are darting around outside. She sees the Lumineers in uniform and sees people like going into their rooms and everything. And she seems like she's grasping what the situation is. Okay, are we doing this out here? What's going on?
It doesn't matter where we do it.
All right.
But we should ask some questions. Literally murdered. Someone was murdered.
The person that was playing cards with them has stood up, and it's a as I mentioned before, fully robed, like multiple layers of robes, and it's this gnome shuffles over.
Oh, what do you mean? Who was murdered? What happened?
Durham, the
A
really
Korog
annoying
guy?
guy that nobody likes, yes.
I thought he was kind of nice. He was nice to me on the boat. We played cards for a while.
So you knew him,
Yeah, we played cards for a while.
and you are...
My name's Soth.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you're a cleric of...
Roll me a religion check. I thought of something fun.
Religion check. All right, I rolled fairly bad. What's religion? Religion? Oh, I don't have bad. There we go. 17.
17. All right, you choose. Name this god, or give me a domain of them.
Let's name it Terrence of... Let's do trickery.
Terrence of Trickery. Ah, yes, the cleric Soth of Terrence, you say.
Yeah, hey. So Durham died? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Knife in the back.
What?
Knife in the back.
Oh. Oh, man. That's rough.
Excuse me, just to correct you on that, it was a knife in his chest, it was in the front.
It was in his chest?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible at this.
Even though this has not gone the direction I expected, you have gotten useful information, even if you don't realize it yet.
That's good to know. The ongoing joke between my wife and I is that I love detective novels and stories, but I am not very good at them. Whereas, like, she is really good at this kind of stuff.
I really am looking forward to people listening to this quest because, like, I feel like it'll be so interesting for people to listen to this and wonder, like, how they would have solved it, you know? Because, like, you do have full control.
I'm clearly going on, a very diverging path.
Yeah, because, like, there are obviously there are locations, there are things that I'm having to, like, juggle things of, like, okay, how do I give you the information that you need? And boy, it's fun. It's fun. All right. You want to
And that was Cleric Soth and Priestess Shur.
No, this was Cleric Soth and Lady Godfrey. Lady Elfra Godfrey.
Okay. I'm striking their names because I don't consider them to be as crucial of suspects anymore.
Let me just make a quick note to myself what voice I gave. Soth.
Wait. Was her name always Lady Godfrey?
Yes, it was. And I was always planning on for her to have the voice of Gilbert Godfrey. And when you said that, you were entering Cleric Soth's room, who I was planning to have just be sleeping there. And then I was like, well, I mean, this is a good way to check off another person.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's do a quick outro, and then I'm gonna let you go because I need to go to bed. So we're fading out of that whole thing. And then we're gonna fade. All right. Well, that about does it for today. Yeah. How you feeling?
Terrible. I'm feeling great. This has been super fun, but I feel further away from answers than closer.
There's so many loose ends. There's so many things that you could potentially.
And if this is like other like murder mystery mansions, like it's only a ticking time clock before another body shows up.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows, Josh? You'll have to wait and see. Thank you again for coming on, and if anybody has enjoyed Josh, check out Titans of Altera. Check out the old backlog of Sneak Attack. You have anything else you want to plug on there?
No, I mean with any luck, season 3 of Titans will hopefully be underway. I know you release these episodes well after the fact.
Yeah.
So we are currently scheduling we're getting our scheduling game back together.
Nice.
And I'm pumped. So yeah, Titans of Altera, check it out. I did not create that podcast with search engine optimization in mind. So you will find Titans.
I'll put a link in the show notes.
Teen Titans imagery there is actually a character in that cartoon show called Terra. So
I have found that when looking up the show. So yeah,
yep,
it's a problem.
So yeah, that's yeah. There you go. I made it because I liked it. I liked how it sounded.
It's a good sound. It sounds nice. I also haven't done a great job naming this show, but that's okay. We try our best. We try our best.
Yeah, man. You got to make new mistakes when you're doing stuff.
All right. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and pitter-patter on out of here.
Cheers.
Thank you to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Thanks to all of our guests, and thanks to you for listening. You can find us and say hi over at sidecharacterquest.com or by checking out our show notes for more links and information. If you're enjoying the show, drop a rating or review wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you around. Bye!
Hey, I'm Brooke. My friends and I perform spooky stories on our podcast 13. 13 is a movie for your ears with immersive sound design and music from our composer. And we're not reading you the same old ghost stories from Reddit. With original stories from our in-house writers and submissions from up-and-coming authors, 13 will make you smile, break your heart, and have you wishing for a nightlight. Atmospheric, slow burn, always spooky, and sometimes sexy. Our friends are some of the best voice actors and writers in our little corner of the podcast industry. So if you want to find out why those figures in black keep meeting by the water just before dawn, why you should never sleep in a room with an empty chair, or why you hear faint music echoing from the abandoned mall, join us by following 13 wherever you're listening right now. That's 13, the word, not the number, all spelled out. Bridget Howard keeps asking for my teeth. Wherever you get your podcasts.
There'll be like a little music playing and then bloopers.
I did not actually do any sort of recap, but I feel like these will probably end up getting released weekly, so like instead of bi-weekly, so should be fine.
Cool.
People will know what's up.
I'm sure we'll have to tell somebody what's going on.
What's going on?
Just me
that's fair.
And Lady Twain.
Lady Twain. All right.
Is that what this is all themed after Down Abbey? Is that is there a red room?
No. Maybe. Who knows?
Dude, crazy stuff goes down in the red room. That's all I know.
There is like one little clue that I meant to give you and I did not. And I feel like that might throw things a little bit, but not in a way that is like unrecoverable. And it's gonna go in an interesting direction that I did not expect. But
okay, I don't want to like be leading the investigation if you're wanting me to more just be an observer.
No, I am on board either way.
Okay. And
I will also say, I know you said that like you were happy to let this, to see this through. I don't, unlike the last couple of sessions where I've had a specific scene that I'm planning on ending on, I have no plans on how this session is going to end.
Okay.
We could get 70% through, we could get 10% through. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So
on the right side of the room, you have all of the staff, including the butler, including the chef, and you.
Who's missing?
We're missing the butler.
The butler's not here?
No. Did I say he was here?
I thought you did, but I could be wrong.
I am pretty sure I did not. If I did, then I will cut it out.
Okay.
So that I'm not wrong right now.
No worries. He just blends in so well. I would have sworn he was here.
It's more of a Mount Rena dwarven thing. You wouldn't get it. But it's the one thing I know about Josh does not understand dwarves.
Wait,
no,
Josh?
I'm just kidding. You.
Oh yeah. I know dwarves. And that's when Grayek walks into the room.
Yes, I have sirens coming by outside.
Okay.
I'm going to let that pass because that will definitely get picked up on mic.
If I'm here to murder, all right. I would like to. We have a list of people who are missing now that Frederick told me about. Can you go through that list one more time, and I'll just write it down for my own sake?
Yes. So,
there's Faer.
I will write this in the thing. So you've got
Oh yeah, the Word document. I could pull that up.
Yes.
I don't have that up.
I'm gonna write this down in the shared notes. People who are missing. Lady Godfrey. And I'll read this back afterwards. Lady Godfrey, August. All right. So the people that are currently missing, could you actually say, okay, who is missing? Just something along those lines.
Yeah. All right. Who was missing? Or am I in character, out of character?
Out of character.
Okay. Yeah. Remind me who all was missing that Frederick told me about. And you're a cleric of...
Roll me a religion check. I thought of something fun.
Religion check. All right. I rolled fairly bad. What's religion? Religion? Oh, I don't have bad. It's 10.
Oh, man. Okay, so I was going to say... I was going to say that if you rolled really high, I wanted you to tell me who it actually... Like, what they were actually the god of, and just come up with a god. And if you got really low, I was going to say, come up with a god, and it's totally the wrong thing. But you got right dead set in the middle. Re-roll that for me.
Okay. I'm going to roll different dice. You're going in dice jail. Dice has done me no good.
It's be easier to do a coin, I suppose.
There we go. 17.
17. All right. You choose. Name this god. Or give me a domain of them.
Let's name it Sean.
Okay.
Of the dead.
Okay. We did mention that there weren't any other necromancers.
Oh, sorry. Okay, then
the one thing.
Let's go Terrence of... Let's do trickery. I would have sworn it was in his back. Ugly as sin, Durham.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think that you're going to get anything more from the... Do you have any more questions that you want to ask these people? These two guys?
I don't think so. I think that I can clear them fairly well.
I think that ending on, like, I'm terrible at this is a really funny place to end that scene.
Yeah.
So I think we're right around an hour and a half, which is perfect. So I say we do a little fade out, plug, outro, plug this, and then we'll continue from there. This has not gone how I expected, which I love. I knew it wasn't going to.
I feel terrible about naming a deity in your world Terrence. That feels like an affront to all things holy.
I had somebody I let somebody fill in. We did a scramble on the network that we're on, where somebody else stepped in and named characters, or ran a session for the show. And I told them, do whatever the heck you want. I'll try to work it in as much, make it fit as much as possible. And they named a character Clifford the Big Red God, and it's like Clifford the Big Red Dog, but it's Clifford the Big Red Dog. And so I was like, well, that's in the thing now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they actually ended up doing something as I was listening to the episode. They ended up saying something that I was like, well, that directly contradicts like something really huge that I've recorded but hasn't come out yet. So like, I guess I'm just gonna have to declare this whole episode non-canon, but I'll make allusions to Clifford anyway. So there's this one point where somebody is walking by a church, and I just reference like the dogs howling in the church, and that's just like the hymns they do for Clifford.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But
that's
anyway.
awesome.
So what I'm saying is, Terrence ain't that bad. You kidding me?
Yeah. It's a terrible name for a terrible domain.
Terrence of
Trickery.
Terror and Trickery.
Ooh, nice.
There we go. Get a little bit of consonants.
The horror.
Or
The horror
assonance.
god.
Yeah. All right.
The god of the jump scare.
God of it. Okay. God of the jump scare. Okay, I'm actually, yes, that is entering.
Yeah, his followers, their holy relics are Jack in the Boxes.
That's very good.
World building's so much fun.
I know, it's just
it should be really fun. Anybody that's world building should not take themselves too seriously. I
love getting to like work in all of these like silly things that are just born out of whatever the hell people say. I feel like it's nice. Like I tried to make this setting, I tried to make it so that everything I add to this world is fairly serious, so that there's room for the silly stuff to arrive. The one time I put in something that was like an intentional joke, I immediately regretted it because I thought this is too stupid. If I'd come up with this in the moment, it would have been fine. But having planned it, hate it. All right.
Yeah. I always like to think, the Middle Earth started with The Hobbit, which was incredibly silly.
Yeah.
And it got changed quite a bit for Lord of the Rings. And so I think when I'm playing D&D, it's like, would I rather spend my time in the world of The Hobbit or the world of Lord of the Rings? And I'm not going to lie, the world of The Hobbit seems like a lot more fun to hang out in.
But at the same time, like I recently ran just like a simple one shot. I just want to do something that was fun and silly and whatever. And I feel like I leaned too hard into silly. And I feel like if you, like, Hobbit is perfect example of something that is like grounded enough that like people know how to interact with it. And when I made something that was like super, super, super silly, the players just like couldn't find purchase.
Yeah, you have to keep, there has to keep that kind of the weight to things a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, man.
That's a tough balance.
I'm going to stop my recording.
Hey, listen. Do you know your D8s from your D12s? Do you know your modifiers from your bonuses? Do you know your destiny points from your story points? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Either way, you should check out What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast. Catch up on previous episodes on the What Am I Rolling website, that's www.wairpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, adventurers need not apply.